Hello again. I'm fitting in another cheeky stream this evening because my usual Helldivers 2 play session cancelled. So yeah, just getting in a continuation of the previous stream with the Nightgoblins, playing Dominion 6 with the Warhammer mod, just like before. So where we left off with the Nightgoblins, we were sieging Skavenblight. And the other big news was we are staring down an extremely nasty invasion from Altdorf. It's already beaten through Winter Peaks and Steppe Wild Horses. We attacked them in Nadargo, and we completely miscalculated where their army was going to be and how many guys they'd have. So we've got this massive army bearing down on us. Now I could, having made a lab here and having 20 province defense here and having lots of people here, I could attempt to mount a defense in a Bokte. I suspect with the troops that I've got, I would lose quite badly. They are mostly goblins. I think it would make more sense to go down into the caverns. If I have to fight them underground. They may go through, or they may just knock out these various provinces, or at least come back with some more troops. Even though there is a lab here, I don't want to mount a defense right here. We can leave the lab. The temple we'll just have to abandon. So what I'm going to do is send. Ooh, but we can't take this Orc Great Shaman with us because he is gone mad, so I think we'll just tell him to retreat and hope he makes it out of there. And I'm going to send everybody else down in the tunnels, and we're going to cease recruitment up here. Now, possibly they won't attack that province. And so we will nip out with everyone else. But I suspect they will. Maybe I could leave behind a stealthy preacher like Grot Slash. Can he stealth preach? No, but he could hide and wait. And then he could preach afterwards. Well, no, we'll send him back down and we'll leave Red Eye Bashrak, one of those guys. We'll move their archers over to somebody else, and then we'll leave Mechwort behind. Hide and wait. So we definitely want to get everyone we can down here to Stumble Down Passage. That is the priority right now. Do we have a leader for these guys? No. We do have anyone with fire magic can lead a few troops. Alright, let's grab these guys. This is just for the purposes of moving these across. I'm not really doing anything in particular with them. And then we will definitely want a lab here, since we're going to be using this as a defense point. Throw up a lab, and we'll definitely want to recruit. Let's have some squig heads, and then some netters and clubbers. Oh, we can't have very many, but anyway, that's what we'll do there. And do we want anyone else? These guys should just stay behind and research. But I honestly feel like I should just move all of my shaman squad, all the big guys, because I'm probably going to need all of them to be casting stuff, and I'll have them in position in case they take their province. And everyone else. So I'm going to stop sending troops over towards Skavenblight because we need to bring them back. We've got a spike nose here. Get back over there. So over in Skavenblight, we've still got significant forces with Skarsnik. Storming the castle is going to be a bit of a nasty one, I think. Grimdreg, that's fine. Let's send old Spleen Stabber back to pick up some more troops. We could probably take Hidden Realm. It hasn't got very much left in it. We could send Grimdreg. The Orcs are probably in the best position to deal with that province defense. And could give them... I give them anything else? I could give them some giants. Oh, these guys are all giving me useful siege strength. That's probably enough. But since he is the prophet, I will send the loons with him to make sure of it. And we'll go and knock over the Hidden Realm. Right, let's get these guys out of the way. So they can't this turn do anything particularly useful. Spend a turn preaching. Right, over here, Scabdrig, who, if you'll remember, his troll attack just completely failed. He is going to try and get my boys home. Leave the troll behind and just try and sneak home. That troll is not going to be of any use. Oh, Umbra has palisades being built, so we'll switch that over. And we do now have a lab. The other thing we might want to do is see if there's any useful rituals. We could get some ogres. It's kind of desperation situation getting ogres with the E1 guys. Cave grubs are useful for the purposes of sieging, so we could potentially do that over here. Let's get some because they're interesting. Some cave grubs. And then, of course, we can reanimate and revive kings. Probably not worth doing right now. And my shaman have access to this cave squig summon, entice stone trolls. It's definitely tempting to do some of this just to have these guys ready. I think... yeah, we'll have you do entice stone trolls, and we'll have another one do some cave squigs, and then we'll bring them over. And I think we need some more military leaders, possibly. Oh, except I've got so many troops coming back that Black Eye can just dump his guys here. And he can be the one to go back and get reinforcements. Okay, that looks good. We're going to want the province defense there anyway, so I'm going to throw that up right now. And then research, we were going to get enchantment level 5, which gives us access to flaming arrows, giant strength warriors, weapons of sharpness. Pretty useful. Small area of effect, maybe not. It's good on goblins though. Horde of skeletons is obviously good. Yeah, there's a few good things in enchantment, and we're going to have that. So we'll do enchantment, and then we'll have a couple of levels of evocation so that I can get, at the very least, I think going up to Bladewind would be nice, but poison darts, let's just get up there. Because they've got that massive stack of archers. Grubs and squigs and trolls. This is our attack. Where we've just taken that Skaven province. Oh, they do have a very wide formation here. Okay, so we got some poisoned wind shooters here. We've got some lightning throwers and a couple of globadiers. Oh, boss at the back we may be in a bit of trouble here. It's maybe much harder than I thought. They've got a lot more troops here than I was expecting. Are my orcs running already? No, they're just repositioning. Okay. I'm glad he's got some bodyguards because he's about to have some trouble. Hopefully we can just rout the Skaven. I mean, him and his bodyguards should be okay against these. These are not particularly dangerous troops, but there are a lot of them. Should be able to hold for a minute. We just need to rout this main group. Oh, maybe not. It's not looking good. Well, that is disappointing. Yeah, we've made a mistake here. They've enveloped us and flanked our boss. And we have not managed to rout their main force. What an unforced error that was. So my armies are routed, and all of these guys are going to run back into these and get slaughtered. Hopefully they kill some on the way out. Yeah, what a mess. 28 loons. I don't really mind the boys. The profit going, that's not great, but yeah, that could have gone a lot better, that's for sure. Yeah, I misunderstood how many troops they had over there. It looked like they didn't have anything left. Battle at Oakland. Norska takes over that province. Altdorf is just not... So this is the new custom headers I've added to these events. You can see new Nightgoblin boss. You can just quickly see those instead of them saying unexpected event that's happened. Right, well, we've put ourselves in a silly position there. And failed over at the Hidden Realm, but at least they haven't moved in on us. Skarsnik will hoover up the survivors. But our army is looking not strong now, since we lost some of the better troops. So let's... do they need magic leadership? Yep, because they're magic beings. So who has magic leadership? Any of these guys do. Alright, get over there. Gonna need you over here. Well, things are not going great. So what's actually happened on the surface? Where have Altdorf gone? So they moved away. They're probably in a different war at the same time, I'm thinking. It does give me a chance potentially to move back up into a Bokte. Have we massed enough troops that would be a sensible thing to do? We certainly have a significant force ready to defend. We're in a better position to do that now. And I'm happy to do some more summons. We do want to just use gems. I mean, we're in single player. It's a good moment to just use some gems up. I think I want some more cave squigs and stone trolls. We're going to do those. And then let's reorganize these forces. So who's my main leader here? It's Bogdrinker. Bogdrinker and Mugrod. So these guys actually regain their mounts. Automatically, I didn't need to tell him to regain his mount. I can't remember if I just coded it that way or what's going on with that. Alright, I'm just going to strip off these troops from all these lesser commanders. And then we can reorganize them all. So, main force, main block of goblins up there. These are goblin archers. Right, I just want these two, so I'm just going to do a Control T, so I'm just looking at them. Big lot of goblins and nightgoblins. Double line at the front. You are the war boss, so you have inspirational. And then we've got a big old lot of trolls. Oh, he's run out of space. Okay, in that case, I'm gonna, because these guys need the morale less, I'm gonna delegate the archers off to him. Oh, we've still got leftovers. Well, I don't want to use them. We're gonna have a real tough squad of those guys. And we're going to have loons. So our force again, mostly goblins, of course. Have we got another leader we can throw in? We've got a big boss. Yeah, let's get the big boss in there as well then. Give you some extra goblos. Put him in charge of the cavalry. And then we've got a ton of fanatics who can go anywhere, so maybe I'll put them up here. Stick them at the front. In fact, it might be wise to split those into two groups because they tend to blow themselves up. Right, trolls at the back, Maynards at the front. It's fine for them to just die. This is another squad of archers. This is a second line of goblins. And then we've got some cavalry who can be on attack rear. Cool. So I think I want to keep my casters mostly where there's a lab, but there's a lab upstairs as well, but I want to keep a bunch of them down here. If we're gonna do a defense, we can just move the guys up. So I'm gonna move these troops up, and I want to send some priests with them to do it. So Grot Slash is a good priest to send, and I'll just send a couple of those. Oh, do I even need to? Because we've got this guy up here who can do Divine Blessing, so I don't really need the priests. Nonetheless, they can do some Servants of Courage. They've got other things they can cast. What's your magic? He's a death guy, okay. A couple of raised skeletons, and then people are going to start dying, so just do raised dead. They're both death guys, so we'll just have both of them do that. Alrighty. You can search that. Well, if the enemy's not coming up there, hire some more orcs. A lot of spare goblins up here. Spare goblin commanders. In fact, I could send some of them over there. I think that's fine. We do have some more trolls and whatnot. I think we sent a leader to pick them up, did we? Yeah, Black Eye. Undisciplined squads, the revenge. Keep these guys moving. We have made a huge number of those. At least that's really gotten our research going. Can we forge some nice stuff? We did get some construction, didn't we, up to level 3? Any useful things we could have these guys forge? I think we probably... Come My Earth 2 guys forge anything good? There's Smasher that people always confuse with the Dwarven Hammer. I think the Dwarven Hammer's, yeah, Earth 3. But you could go and get Earth Boots. And we've also got our boss, man, Bloodstream. High Nature, nothing that I particularly want. Do we have any items lying around? We've got Knight's Barding and Enormous Cauldron of Broth. And we have a Wyvern on our War Boss, who can have Barding, putting up to Protection 28. Ho ho ho! That's a good trick with Wyverns. Stick some armor on them. Turn into absolute monsters. And I'll give him the Cauldron of Broth since he's leading so many guys. Alright, let's summon up some more stuff. Is Terracotta Army any good? I'm not very familiar with it. I guess if you need... They're presumably mindless animates. If you need those, they're good. I'll summon some for fun. Alright, and we have very little otherwise to do. I thought I was going to have this big showdown with Altdorf, and then they just backed off. Well, chased us off and then left. Presumably to fight some other war. Critically damaged the Wars and Skaven Blights. And then we're being attacked in Zox with a Call of the Winds casting. That might be as if they all attack my commander. Nah, they're gonna rout. My commanders are too tough. So in Warhammer, you know, commanders are tougher than their own vanilla dominions, which makes things like that less likely to work. So that's nice. Let's check the surface. Right. Good news here. Them having taken Step of Wild Horses, that means that they're at war with Altdorf. So Altdorf and Norska are having quite the rumble. And while Altdorf has that incredibly scary army, they do appear to be losing ground to Norska, so maybe they've got themselves into trouble there. Yeah, that's interesting. If I move here, there's the risk I run into Altdorf's gigantic army. So I might be better off just hanging out and maybe striking down here. Ooh, there's an indie province down there. It's interesting. I think that... Has anyone got room for these? I don't want to make the mistake of not sending enough troops to attack any of these provinces. I think I am going to risk taking Step of Wild Horses just so that I've got a bit more vision of what is going on. And I'm going to take just my Divine Bless with me, so I won't have magical support, but, you know, can't have everything. Scabdrag, you can stay there, and Grotslash, you can stay there and preach or something. Right, these guys are up on the surface level, so let's have them revive some things. We don't have very many death gems. Can we site search this? We've already site searched it as much as it would be useful to do with those. They could go and site search some other stuff, so I'm going to send them to site search these, and they can retreat if necessary. Terracotta Army. Oh, we've got a Nature 3. I don't think we've got very many Nature 3s. That might be our only one. The Tickler. I'm going to rename him to an appropriate nature name. He's going to be called Magabrain. I would like Construction 5. And I'm going to get my research going as much as I can. So a regular Nature 2 can carry these guys up. Blackout Spike Nose. Up we go. Should I send some more forces to Skaven Blight instead of sending them up? We've already got a lot up there. We can redirect things there easily. I think it's time to start moving over to Skaven Blight to make sure that I actually win that. Yeah, let's do it. Bit of logistics. Just get these guys moving. So many little goblins. Just hordes of them. One of those guys has gone mad, which is suboptimal, I would say. Keep moving. Oh, we've got like big bosses and stuff here with no troops to lead. I'm bad at logistics, it's as simple as that. Right. Army and Skaven Blight's fine for now. Yep, looking good. I think that I want to make sure I've got enough defense everywhere to avoid those events that just take provinces off you, including one on the throne. Don't want to be losing that. Still got the palisades going there. Yeah. Oh, I do have some chat comments I didn't see because my chat was displaying weirdly. Kidden and Commander Law saying hello. And Slayer. And Brewer69, long-time fan. Brewer69 asked the question in my last stream, but I don't know if you answered it yet. I wanted to know if you're planning to add any unique Warhammer mercenaries in Dom 6, like adding Ogre mercenaries. No, not likely. I don't really like the way that the mercenary companies work in Dominion 6, so I don't intend to add any custom ones. But if you play Tylea, obviously you get access to tons of interesting mercenaries. And then I've got a few mercenary-ish units in some of the nations that generally cost fewer resources and things. Sorry about not noticing what was going on in the chat there. It was scrolled to the top and just missing stuff for some reason. But I resized the window. Right. From its defense, one of their filthy wolf-struck werewolves. That is a werewolf who has been hitting the gym on a regular basis. And then this will be nice to get these killed off because we've got some chosen with experience, so pretty nasty units. Oh, we've got some Norscan ogres, so there is some pretty nasty stuff there, and hopefully the fanatics blow some of those to pieces. The Maenads are going to take the brunt of that. I think our archers are actually going to do pretty well here, because they've got a lot of lower prot units. Ogre versus Troll fight up here, and a giant getting involved as well. That's cool. And then we're just going to swarm them in the middle. In comes the war boss. And I'll go cavalry on attack rear, should pick up a few kills. God, that's bright when all those guys fire at once. Kings of friendly fire. Did we lose anything good? Just the fanatics. Pretty good. Norscan longships are plundering steppe wild horses. And we have now got the ability to storm Skaven Blight if we want to. Do we want to storm Skaven Blight? Probably send in the giants and trolls. Yeah, let's make a storm squad to go and just go straight in at the start. All the hard hitting stuff. And we'll keep the cave grubs back. All the hard hitting stuff straight in. And everyone else will eventually go in to help. Yep. Skarsnik, I want to keep him away from being shot at. don't want to keep everyone away from being shot at. Do you have anything useful you can cast? You must do. He's a fire guy primarily, I think. Is he? Yeah, fire guy primarily. Personal regeneration will keep him fairly safe from divine blessing. Can't do flaming arrows. No, because I don't have gems here. He can't actually do anything that great. Banefire darts. What's the range on them? Yeah, I like firing Banefire darts. Let's have him do that, and I'm not that worried about him being killed by arrows because he's got personal regen going. So I'm going to have these guys storm the castle, and Nashbiter can stay there and preach. In fact, do I need to leave him on siege? I'll do that just in case. I don't think I actually do, but I'll leave it there just in case. Someone in chat can probably tell me whether I actually need to leave him on siege, or if I just leave him on preach, would that count as sieging if I did lose the storm? I don't actually know. Oh, well, we've got more people coming into siege anyway, so it doesn't matter, does it? We'll just put him on preach. It's probably not going to make any difference. I don't think his preach is strong enough to get through there. Someone will come and pick those up in a moment. Spending a lot of my life just moving around piddly little research goblins. Alright, on the surface. Interesting, Altdorf has been completely chased off here. I have to imagine, if we look at the army graphs, are we going to see the army size plummet? No, they've still got... I mean, we're really a horde nation, we took a big beat there, but the fact that we've got so much less... Look at Norska's army chart. I mean, they've got like double the troops that we do, and they're of much higher quality. It would probably be good if we took as much from Norska as we could, when we can, you know? Yeah, maybe I want to hit another province here, and try and take out these guys in Dubros and knock that temple down. Feel like we're moving away from our safe area a bit, but... oh well. Oh, I didn't realize I had so many guys over here. Go get them. Oh, we've just been recruiting like crazy, okay. You two could search. Let's bring some more troops up from below. Let's split these up so they're not undisciplined anymore. What have we got income in? Pretty good income all over the place. I think that I'm going to have some more cave squigs just so I've got them when I need them. I don't like being a horde nation and not having as much stuff as my enemies. That seems wrong to me, so I'm just going to summon up a bunch of stuff. A cave squig is a good deal. 3 nature gems for 7 cave squigs. Probably not. Maybe they could put some scaling in on those. So that if you have higher nature magic... you get a bit more. I could probably do that. Bro69 in the chat asks, after the game has been out for about 3 months, I've been playing it for more than that because I was in the beta, but they want to know what's my opinion on the mount revamp. Do I like it? Do I think the earlier version works better? I think that the mount revamp, so that's the change from having units just count as being mounted, as they get defense bonus, they get less encumbrance and things. A change to the rider and the mount actually being separate entities, so the mount can get killed and affected by spells and so on. I like the change. I don't think that the change, because I know how much work it was for Ilwinter to put it in, and I also know how much work it generated for me. It generated like literally just many, 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 many hours of work making sprites and coding things to do the mount change. Is it worth all of that effort? My answer would be no, it's not worth all of the effort. But all of the effort having now happened, is it better than the old system? Yeah, I think it's more interesting than the old system. I think it makes the battles feel more dynamic when you've got cavalry, being knocked off their horses running away because they individually failed their morale changes, things like that. I think it had some balance impacts which are good and some which are bad, so a bit of a mixed bag there. I think it can be, overall easier to balance things now when you can just go, well, at the very least, there's a chance that their cavalry gets killed from under them, so it can kind of put in a weakness into cavalry that they might not otherwise have, that they'd be less likely to have. Ogres, 7 gems, 5+. So, to just summarise that, overall, I think pros and cons to the new mounted system. I prefer it overall, and I don't think it was worth the amount of effort that was required to put it in there. But now that the effort's happened, I certainly, from a player perspective, you don't need to worry about how much effort was put into something. If Ilwinter decided to spend their effort on that, that's up to them. And if I decide to spend my effort on, as a modder on putting a bunch of those things in, that's up to me. And, there's no disadvantage to the player from that having happened. So I would like to turn that into a fortress. Haha! Right, I'm going to build an army of Doom Divers because I have... Oh, I can only have 5 per turn, that's right. They are restricted in their recruitment. But I want to have some Doom Divers, and I also want... Oh. Well, I'm not going to have Doom Divers, it means I can't have more loons, because I really want more loons. So I've got a fairly okay bless for them. So we're going to keep getting loons, and we want to build up some gold so that we can... Is there anything we can reduce our expenditure on? Going to stop making trolls. We'll save up a bit of gold so we can do that fortress. I think maybe I could do it this turn if I undo some of this recruitment. I don't want to undo the recruitment there. Where can we undo recruitment? A couple of mages. Is that enough? I think that's enough. There we go. Commander Law jokes, if there was one thing Dominions needed, it was more granularity. Yeah, it's not a matter of need, it's a matter of what you want to do, isn't it? One of the things that's really important for anyone who's a creative person or who's making something, anyone who's making something is a creative person, I suppose. If you're a game developer, or if you're a modder, you need to be able to just do stuff you want. You need to go, this is a cool idea, and do it. And you may not end up making something as good as you could have if you had some external person coming to you and saying, is that a good thing to spend your resources on? Maybe the game would be better, maybe you'd make a better product for other people to enjoy if you did this. But that's not Ilwinter. They don't have project managers, they don't have people they're beholden to at all. They just do what they want to do. And I am the same with my mod. I just do it because I want to. It's a hobby for me. So if I want to spend effort on adding things that I'm the only person who cares about, then, I would do that. I remember somebody made a mod in an old Dominions version to put in a female version of every single different type of troop for, I think it was for Pangaea, so there were like female satyrs and female centaurs, which are now in Dominions as well, like in vanilla Pangaea as well. But they wanted to do that. That was something they were interested in doing, so they did it. It's of no interest to most people, I suppose, to have like female versions that are identical of all of these other things, but to them, that was something they wanted to do. So it's important to just do the thing that you want to when you're making something. Millerada says, they like it a lot to counter cavalry by targeting mounted magic resists, negate spells or arrows. Yep, there's more counters to cavalry because of the horses being there. The changes to size are my favourites, even more so than the mounts. I like all the new combos units in the square. Yeah, I like the more granularity of the different sizes of stuff too. The reason they added new sizes was basically just because they didn't like the fact that a goblin and like a dragonfly were the same size. That's pretty much the reason Ilwinter put it in, but I'm glad they did. I like it too. Windscape Catacombs. Oh, yeah, bit of income. Right, Dubros. This is good. So we get to kill the province defense here. We also get to kill a bunch of Reavers. There's no way they're going to win. They're going to kill some of my stuff. We also get to kill a Dragon Ogre and a Chaos Troll. And again, yeah, gets you killed because I do need to whittle down Norska's forces. It's clearly like got a massive army out there somewhere. And I know I will win this. I have overwhelming numbers. But I will take a bunch of casualties. Come on, Nightgoblins. Get it done. I do like the boss coming in at the back here. Every time he comes in and kills something good, you know, he's killing like a tough unit or a enemy leader or something. This is also good because it gets my guys some experience. So what do I lose? Lots of Nightgoblins and Goblins. Pfft. I lost a Netter, I lost an Orc Boy. But yeah, nothing really. Rabble, rabble, Dr. Quacksalver, good point. Right, storming Skavenblight. On the walls we have slingers. Clan rats guarding it. Ooh, I might lose this. Good lord. Ether warriors. Lots of weapons teams. Mages casting various things. Not that many mages, but the Ether warriors are going to be very nasty. Hopefully we can cause a side route by just killing a bunch of their stuff. They do have bad morale. I will say that. We could have used some more artillery here, really. Giant's doing alright. Ooh! Oh, they got a fire drake breathing fire everywhere. Okay. That's nasty when a fire drake does that. There's also tons of poison up in the middle here. I wish I could have got regeneration on these giants. That would have been really useful. Rewrite Feint getting cast by Thanquol. Good lord. We could maybe kill their god here? The giant manages to hit it? I think we probably lost this one, but I've had worse losses. Man, Ether Warriors are terrifying. High protection, ethereal, good stats. Let's put this on fast forward. Hopefully we can kill a few of these things before we rout. Maybe not. Oh no! Are you too tired to run? Come on, wake up and run. There he goes. We're gonna lose some stuff in the retreat because of the low morale, but oh well. We still have Skavenblight under siege. Found some gold. Entrance is still breached. Right. What the? Hold on a minute. Did Skarsnik die in that battle? No. Skarsnik retreated successfully. Ether Warriors have Spirit Sight, which means they get no penalties from darkness. I think in that battle, did we see penalties from darkness in that battle? Well, I'll look in a minute, but the thing that I'm worried about is what is going on here. So that is Gobbler. That is Gobbler's stats. Skarsnik has disappeared. That's not his leadership. But he's still got Skarsnik's equipment. And he's still got Skarsnik's slots. And he's still called Skarsnik. But he has definitely turned into a ferocious cave squig. He can't regain mount? This is a bug, and it's a weird one. So what do we think happened here? He retreated, and he somehow turned into his mount? I don't know. This looks like maybe a bug, because so basically Skarsnik is and Gobbler. Gobbler is the mount, and Skarsnik, even though he's not physically riding on him, he counts as the mount. But somehow we've ended up with a merged form of them. Yeah, they did the fusion dance, and now they've turned into this, which is very strange. He's still got the Prada. Has he still got the same script? Yeah, he still has the same script. Yeah, so this is a very strange bug. That's a shame, because I was really enjoying having Skarsnik there, and he is not there anymore. He's there in spirit. Oh, look at that! The Skaven lost their province, the Hidden Realm, to Athel Loren. Are they big? Yes, they are. So Norsca and Athel Loren are absolutely running wild, and I am absolutely not. I think this Nightgoblin gimmick has not been going terribly well. Oh dear. But yeah, that is a new bug for me. I have never seen that before. And it is a weird one. Even so. Shiki says, "Hey Somber, new viewer here. I've been weighing getting the game for a while now. Price tag hurts, but your Warhammer mod might have convinced me." Well, people in the chat, Shiki, you should ask the people in the chat if they recommend Dominions and on what basis. And obviously, there's a bunch of Discords. You can come to the Discords and talk to people about it. I think it's really good when a game is expensive and it's a niche game. Dominions is quite expensive. It's not expensive if you end up really enjoying it, because, you know, how much money have I spent on Dominions? I've bought every edition of Dominions since Dominions 3, so, you know, I've spent like, whatever, $40 on every single one of them, so that's 3, 4, 5, 6. But how much entertainment, how many hours of entertainment have I got from Dominions? Thousands and thousands and thousands of hours of entertainment from Dominions, modding it and playing it and talking about it and doing videos about it. So for me, really good value for money. If you don't know whether you're going to like the game or not, you should be really careful when a game is expensive, and Dominions is quite an expensive game for what it is. So if you end up liking it, it's really, really worth the money. It's kind of an investment in entertainment, in that you're paying for an expensive game, but then it's something that you'll keep playing for a long time. If you don't like it, yeah, that's not good. So it is wise to watch other people playing and to talk to other people and to get a sense of whether you're going to enjoy it or not, or whether because there's things in Dominions that are like annoying or kind of a frictiony experience, where it's going to make your play sessions potentially less fun or prevent you from doing the things that you want to do, like the difficulty curve, stuff like that. So it makes sense to do research around that. Milorada says it comes out to very little per hour. However, I understand it's not the same for all countries. I gifted a copy to my cousin in Serbia because €40 is over a day's salary for him. Yeah, that's a great point. If you're in a country where the cost of the game is not really appropriate to the market, it could be even more expensive than it is to someone who's in America or like I am in the UK. Shiki says, yeah, I get what you mean. That's why I watch people play the game. I'm actually fascinated, interested by the game, especially the lore of the factions. Yeah, it's if you like the lore, Dominions has a huge amount of it, and it's written in quite a charming way. I wouldn't say it's like the somewhat popular kind of Dark Souls model of like basic statements about kind of lore and stuff. Triggering your imagination to think about what do they mean by this and this and this. Is my connection okay? I just got a funny message from OBS saying that I had to reconnect. Well, let me know if the connection's gone funny. But it seems to be alright. What am I going to do here? I don't know. It's a shame. We're just going to say Skarstik's dead, basically. He got eaten by Gobbler, and Gobbler has taken his name and has taken command. And I'm going to have to report that bug to Ilwinter because I have no idea what was going on there. It's really weird. Run out of space. Right, what commanders have we got here? Mechwart. Is that it? Can we send another commander out, please? Well, it's probably more important for me to get the trolls and squigs up there. And the squig heads, clubbers, and then we'll just take whatever we can. Go up. Alright, let's get tons of trolls. I want some stone trolls. Okay, so we're kind of rampaging around here. Obviously not without losses, but it's mostly just our goblin infantry. That is a very scary force coming our way. We've burned a temple down. I don't want to stray too far away from being able to defend myself here. And they could move to the east of wild horses, so I think I'm going to move back to wild horses. Throw down a bit of extra defense there. Red Eye can bring some reinforcements. I'll just set them back. And then we've also got a big chunk of archers that I can send. Did we end up finding any sites out here? Yeah, we did, like Windswept Cascade. So that was worth doing. They are good site searchers, really. Oh, since he's going, bring some orcs. There you go. Milorada says they should have regional prices. I agree. I don't know. There's probably some restrictions on what you can do on Steam. And Milorada asks, which of your Warhammer factions start in caves beside the Skaven? I have not played your modded 6 yet. So the Skaven have the highest probability of starting in caves. If there is a possibility to start in caves, then they will. Then the Dwarfs prefer to start in caves, but are a lower priority than the Skaven. And Black Crag is the same. They prefer to start in caves, but if there's not really good space for them, they won't. They'll start on the surface. So, yeah, it's like that. Skaven are like Agartha, and then Black Crag are like Yomi, I think, that just prefer to start in caves, but don't necessarily start in caves. I'm pretty sure that's how that works. How are we compared to the AI on research? Probably I'm quite bad. Yeah, not great. Skavenblight got tons of research and didn't do very much with it. I've actually noticed that a lot in single player. Skavenblight just sit in their cap researching and don't seem to get much done, which is something I should maybe look into why they're doing that. Can watch the AI do some turns and see what's happening with that. You're just recruiting loons. You can also recruit these guys. That is as it should be. Whoops, run out of points. Got a lot of money at the moment. A Bokte could come into like serious trouble at any time, but I do think I need a fort up there if I can get one. Okay, can we... Can we get a fort, please? Who's recruiting what? Thank you. Shiki says, I've decided that I will be getting the game. While I don't like a bigger priced game, much like you, if the value for the game is worth it, then I don't mind. I know I'll have fun. I mean, if you know you're going to enjoy it, if you're seeing it and going like, oh, I really want to be playing this, I really like the look of this, then I would say Dominions is quite a safe bet because watching people play it, you get a sense of whether you will actually enjoy it or not. I think it's not a game where you watch it and it's like, oh, this looks great, and then you go to play it and you hate it. I think that very, very rarely happens. So it's probably a pretty safe bet. And I would say, if you're going to get the game, definitely get involved with stuff in the Discords in particular. That can add a lot of fun to the game. It's just talking about it and getting advice from other people, and they can help you know what you can and can't do and so on. Ooh, the Wild Hunt has begun. The forests of the world. This message here, Cure Wild Hunt. This is something I'm gonna have to report as a bug. Take a screenshot of that. But the Wild Hunt has begun. Snickbed Stump had the Orc Great Shaman was suddenly attacked by 30 Lords of the Hunt. No, one Lord of the Hunt, some Barghest and some Wolves. That really sucks, man. So the Wild Hunt kicks off, and the very first thing that they decide to do is to head down into the caves and absolutely smoke my poor Great Shaman, my multi-hero. I've only got one of, or two of maybe. New war boss in Wild Horses. That means I get a bunch of free guys. Norscan longships being annoying in the Steppe Wild Horses. By reducing the unrest here, you can force the longships to leave in time. Yeah, so I could work on that if I wanted to. Lynch, we get some more gold. And we've opened the doors of Skaven Blight. Well, they're still open. I think given that he's turned into Gobbler, he should just now attack stuff, right? That's the job of Gobbler, is to charge in and attack, with the Skarsnik's product sticking out of the corner of his mouth, just spiking people. So we've got more troops coming. Plenty more troops coming, and then we'll just try and storm it again. I think it really needs some mage support, but we don't have anything over here at the moment. We will, but not right now. But yeah, we should probably dispatch some stuff, so I'm just going to send some mages over in that direction. Oh, I see. I see. We'll send them there, and we'll send them there. There we go. Definitely the time of the game where we want to be actually using our mages. What are we going to research next after doing construction? Alteration for some of those sweet earth melds would be nice to have. What's the time? I'll play for a bit more. But it's nice to hear from somebody on stream that they'll be getting the game. That's definitely a cool thing to hear. Right, Steppe Wild Horses. Our Great Shaman's lost his friggin' mind. Oh, look at that! That's our first Nightgoblin war boss. That's our replacement for Skarsnik, I guess. So he's riding around on a giant cave squig. Hopefully he's not going to retreat and end up turning into the giant cave squig. I guess we'll see. Let's redistribute these. So this is the war boss who has the highest morale bonuses. I don't care about Minods, so just leave them out of here. I feel like these guys should be working for the war boss, just thematically. The Nightgoblin war boss. Netters and clubbers. And then let's give them the archers. And we'll give some more orcs to the war boss. Now, given that we are waiting for our shaman to stop being crazy, do we want to just quickly attack Oaklands? We've made that mistake before, but I'm not too worried about the forces that are next to me. I feel like we could just go and splat it. Maybe send the war boss. Big load of troops. Got cavalry. He's on attack rear. Got our trolls and giants. I feel like that would be just fine. We've got some more orcs we can beef up that unit with. Gonna leave the fanatics out of it though, I think. It's a shame we don't have more. Again, we're restricting ourselves a lot in this game. Yeah, really restricting ourselves a lot by sticking to all this theme stuff. I'm going to take Oaklands. Dubros is going to be lost, most likely. Okay. More troops to the surface. This is the trouble with... I mean, this is very similar, actually, in how it feels to... if you ever played Orcs and Goblins in one of the tabletop games, is because they've got so much stuff. You just spend a lot more time, fiddling around with it, moving them all around. They were also really expensive tabletops. I never really played Warhammer tabletop, but I knew people who did, and Orcs and Goblins were really expensive just because of the number of models you had to get. Especially back when they were made out of metal. Alright, well, yeah. That's probably fine. We're going to patrol that and probably get rid of the longships by getting this unrest out of here. Matt McDonald says, I saw the bug and thought I'd do some digging. Skarsnik has XP shape 35. The one module says the monster will change to the next monster type after reaching this amount of XP. Oh, have I messed up on the IDs? Goblin wants to hit 30x 5 XP in that battle. Okay, so yeah, Matt has spotted that if you so I must have screwed up on the IDs because I use XP shape, which if you don't specifically say which shape they should turn into, then it will turn into sequentially the next ID. And I thought I had made Skarsnik's Warboss shape the next ID sequentially, but it turns out I made Gobbler the next ID. So that's something, a bug in my writing of the mod, so I can fix that. But yeah, thanks for looking that up, Matt. That saves me having to do it. So yeah, I can go and fix that. That's nice to know it's not a Dominion's bug. Battle in Oakland. So hopefully we didn't fall. No, we didn't fall into the same trap this time. We're just fighting Province Defense. And we've got more than enough troops that we should be able to deal with this. Norscan Thralls are, they're better than Goblins, but they're not very scary, and we've got Giants and Trolls, so... And our Warboss. We always lose stuff. This is the problem with using Nightgoblins, obviously, is even when it's an easy fight, you lose stuff. It's not like sending in a bunch of heavy cavalry or something. Big boss and a Boctay. So that's... Oh, he must have moved after he did it. Oh no, sorry, it's a Goblin boss. Wait a minute. Did I write... Have I got an error in that message? Oh no, new Goblin. It wasn't Nightgoblin Big Boss. Trolled out a Shadow Servant and a Tomb Banshee from Nagashazar and Skaven Blight, respectively. Oof. Yeah, that killed our Fanatics when they went in there. That's weird. Fortress, Skaven Blight. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Well, that's a shame because I think what that meant with the Skarsnik turning into Gobbler there and the bug was that he would actually have started a war there if I hadn't had that bug, because he was supposed to turn into his version that then starts a war. We would have had War Skarsnik, which would have been very appropriate. 'Twas not to be. Do we have enough leadership here? Do we have enough troops here? We don't have that many other troops coming. I mean, we've got these guys, but they're going to take a couple turns to get there. I feel like if we attempt to storm this, we are going to fail. The last time we tried to storm it, we did kill a bunch of their remaining stuff, and they are weaker than they were, but even so, I think I'm not going to try and do it without mage support. So let's sneak in the mage support, and can they bring some guys with them? Certainly can. And we can go and pick up some more troops from over there with Mr. Nashbiter. Sounds like a daytime TV show. Nashbiter. Now that Skarsnik's a squig, I feel like he should be leading a squig army. Let me move his troops over. And we'll give him as many squigs as we can. Alright, archers. Where can the archers go? This guy here. Give me your squigs. Give me your squigs. He can have some more. We've got some more space. There we go. So he's as squiggy as we can make him right now. Legrand Hamster says, "Hello, Somber. Nice to see your stream. Love your work so much." That's such a nice thing to say. Thank you, Legrand Hamster. I've been getting a lot of nice compliments from people recently. I mean, it's not so much compliments I want to hear. What I really like to hear is just people saying, "I really enjoyed your mod, and like this and this happened, and it was really fun." It's just a nice thing to hear. No, I worked hard on it, and it's good to. Do we want to make Skarsnik our prophet? I think we do. We'll have a squig as a prophet. I think that's appropriate. Let's have a castle. We're rolling in money, so we can do that. All right, let's get this dealt with. So much logistics every turn, so much admin. Go home. Go up. Alright, up here. We've got the unrest down, so the Norscan longships will disappear at some point. They are being dealt with. We took Oakland. I don't see a big stack near me. Now, they could just move into any of these places that I attack. But I think I should attack. I think it's in the nature of my wild boss in particular to attack. And so I'm going to do it. I'm going to go for the mountains over there. And I'm going to give him some defenses behind him. We've got the cash for it. Over here, we've got our new goblin big boss. Let's give him some goblins. Yeah, you will do, son. Can he go and take out those? I mean, it is mostly goblins. That's the thing. Is goblins, you know, they're not reliable. Got some fanatics. I'll move him in to support and potentially help there. Nashbiter. I don't think we're going to lose the Steppe Wild Horses, so I can go and search that. Oh, we've already got somebody searching it. Do I want to attack? Highlands Plains. We could attack Nardego. Last time we attacked Nardego, it was an absolute disaster and went horribly wrong. You can see Altdorf's there, actually. That's amazing. Hold on. Altdorf has been losing all of its provinces, basically to Norska. Athalar and Nagashazar and Norska are all big, and we've got Norska We've got them all next to us, which is not surprising because they're big, right? But it's scary, is what it is. I think I'm going to attack in Winter Peaks and just risk it. I'll just risk it. But we really do need... I'm going to now start moving some of my mages up because we really do need to have mage support in these battles. It's kind of ridiculous to not have it, so I'm going to send them up. Economy's humming along. Did I turn off the recruitment of these guys? I did in some places, and that's absolutely fine. I think I've got enough mages just for research. I want to focus on getting actually good mages. If I build stuff on the surface, I think I'll allow myself to have some regular goblins and great shamans and things. Millerada says, I appreciate your moderation in the Steam forums as well, because not everyone who plays this has the best social presence or whatever. It's too small a community for fighting. Yeah, I mean, some people don't like the way I moderate on the Steam forums, but I stick as strictly as I can to the community guidelines, even if I don't totally agree with the community guidelines making sense. Like, it basically says the community guidelines are quite strict about going, like, don't go off topic in threads, and basically don't really, like, no, like, going, oh, this person's being an idiot. You can't say that on the community, the Steam community. You have to be really respectful and polite on there, and that's definitely one way to decide to do it. I don't think it's always necessary, but I think given that it's kind of like a corporate community hangout place, it makes sense for them to cover their risk by doing that. I have just noticed this extremely scary Spirits, Shade Beasts, and Nagashna's Legionnaires army that's appeared next to me, and I don't even know if I'm at war with... I mean, they're the AI, so I'm presumably at war with Nagash's Eye. If they start attacking me, that's a very scary force to go down into the caverns as well, honestly. That is a worry. I could, if I took over Skavenlight, I could go and hit that throne really easily. I hadn't realised that. Okay, it feels like this is kind of winding down, so maybe the next turn will be my last one, because I've got to, go to bed. But let's run this one and see if anything interesting happens. I feel like because I'm a bit tired and it's been going a bit long, I haven't been paying very much attention to what I'm doing, but that's single player for you. I haven't got like a specific plan, and I probably haven't set my research targets very sensibly. Should definitely be using that construction research that I just got recently. Battle in Dubros. Didn't put any defense there, so that's fine. I lose that one. Battle in the Steppe of Wild Horses. We should win that. It's interesting the AI attacked there. I had a huge army there and they're attacking with virtually nothing. We should win. As long as my goblins don't rout. Yeah, we're good. I mean, they did rout, but they did their job. Millerada says, thanks for streaming, goodbye for now. Yep. See ya. And Dr. Quacksalver says, it is tempting to call people idiots from time to time, but we were all confidently wrong at some time. It's true, and even if somebody is an idiot, or being an idiot in front of you, is that really the environment that everyone wants to spend their time in? A place where people are just going like, oh my god, this guy said something dumb. Maybe not. So, yeah, it's good that it keeps it a kind of very respectful space. I think is quite nice to have that available. Bra69 asks, in my personal opinion, what is my favourite nation to play as in my Warhammer mods? My favourite nation to play as is quite different from kind of my favourite nation in terms of the ones I've made, like which one I enjoyed making the most, which one I think is the best. The one I actually enjoy playing as the most is Tylea. Which is not one that people play as very much, and the reason for that is really just that I enjoy the regiments for renown a lot, more than I should. I really loved, when I was young, I remember reading the Dogs of War White Dwarf supplements, and just really loving those kind of flavorful mercenary regiments things, and I tracked down fairly recently, in the last few years, I tracked down the old Dogs of War army book that they published, and got that, and Yeah, so Talia is my answer for that because I love the Regiments of Renown. I don't love the rest of the nation so much. Talia, their troop lineup and their mages and things are not so interesting to me. They do have loads of different magic available, but I just really like the Regiments of Renown a lot. Matt McDonald. Sorry, I don't mean to belabor this. I'm just trying to learn how to mod, so I've been in the manual a lot recently. A lot of my units have XP shape, but XP shape doesn't accept unit IDs. That is correct. XP shape just uses the next ID sequentially as its target. You might need to transition the units to XP shape Mon. Yeah, you can use XP shape Mon. It's only been introduced in the last few patches, and I have used it in some places, but yeah, I could use XP shape Mon, but there's no need to if I've already got the IDs in the right place. I just should have had the IDs in different places for Skarsnik. It was just an oversight. So you say, for instance, Chaos Warrior is followed by Norscan Scout. So if you want Chaos Warriors to change into a specific monster that's not next in line, you might need to use XP shape Mon instead of XP shape. That shouldn't be happening with Chaos Warriors. I will just check the mod file, because I don't think that there's a problem with Chaos Warriors. So you said 13997. Yeah, so you don't need to worry about that one, 13997, because that one turns into, as a first shape command, turning into the Montag 1039, which then turns it into basically a copy of itself with a different ID, which then uses XP shape plus and XP shape Mon. So there's not a bug with the Warriors of Khorne turning into Chaos Warriors turning into Norscan Scouts or anything like that. They are, yeah, there's no trouble for them. But yeah, the Skarsnik one was an oversight. Oh yeah, no worries, man. If you see something that you think's a bug, then let me know. But some of the things in the mod, if you're just looking through the DM, some of it can be a bit confusing, like why I've done things a certain way. But usually there is a reason for it. Sometimes I've just made a mistake though. Where were we? Winter Peaks, we attacked and defeated some province defense. That's fine. And then Eagle Reach Mountains. Oh no! I've done it again! So, I'm attacking thinking there's not very much of an army there. It turns out there is very much of an army there. There's lots of rubbish in this army. Wolves, sea dogs, crocodiles, and there's quite a lot of thralls. The province defense component is fairly high. There's also yetis, which are actually quite nasty. And we just haven't sent very much, so I'm figuring we're going to get destroyed here. The yetis actually, although they're quite nasty, right up at the front like that, they're just going to get killed. Their strength is... hold on. The strength of yetis is this attack here, Sticks and Stones, where they can just absolutely bean you by throwing stuff at you. But we do have a lot of trolls. They're just regular trolls, unfortunately. Oh, they've got an Amphip tier. He's going to spray poison everywhere. And we've got a couple of giants. We should kill some things. We're just definitely going to lose. We're probably going to lose the wild boss here. Maybe he'll successfully attack some stuff. Yeah, our troops have just fled because they're goblins. I love it when you just see a giant just obliterating the squares in front of him. It's very pleasing to see. I think I did quite a good job on the sprite here, getting the kind of anarchic nature of their armor and clothing. So the war boss retreats. The giants hopefully get out of there. I don't think so. I think they're going to get enveloped here, and there's some cavalry that are going to catch them. So I think these giants are going to die. There's one of them gone. Oh! And he gets surrounded. Yeah, he's dead. I'm interested to know. He did retreat successfully. That's good. Norscan longships were driven away from the steppe wild horses by getting the unrest down. So there we go. Let's get those. And then we've got some gems from Zox and some gems from Stalagmia. And we've breached Skaven Blight. I think I'm going to end the stream here because I am tired and have to go to sleep. But it was really nice to get some chat from people. I'll try and do more streams in the evening where people are available to watch them. I did one earlier today, but it was just as a test of the new setup, really. One last question from Bruh. He was wondering what made me attracted to Warhammer Fantasy in the first place. The thing that brought me to Warhammer is Total War Warhammer, the first installment. I was introduced to Warhammer Fantasy when I was very young. I was probably like 7 or something like that. My brother was playing it. One of his friends had some miniatures and they were playing it, and I've always loved kind of fantasy stuff and medieval knights and things like that, so I was just attracted to it from that. And then I think I never really got very many of the models, and I wasn't that into painting. I painted some models, but not very much. I think the thing that I really liked was the White Dwarf magazine and the army books, which my dad would sometimes buy for me. You know, you could get the White Dwarfs. He'd get it as like a treat every few months. I'd get like one copy of a White Dwarf magazine as a treat. I grew up quite poor, so I didn't get a lot of kind of expensive presents and things, but having those magazines with the battle reports in them, I think the battle reports is the things that really spoke to me. Yeah, that was a really important thing when I was young, just like kind of reading this stuff, and it interested me in like other fantasy things as well. I'd read like fantasy and sci-fi books, but the battle reports in White Dwarf were really my jam. I really loved those. Yeah. W Slayer, yeah, just saying goodnight to me. Yeah, night everyone. I'm gonna go, and yeah, thanks for joining the stream, and I hope it was enjoyable to have a bit of chit chat and watch me play. So, bye for now.